So I think here's maybe the best outside picking exercise is just to do two notes, an E with an upstroke, and a D with a down. Let me clean it up a little so you can hear it better. You want to be able to get that as fast as you get on one string. So that's a good way. And also, I mean, your left hand does have to work. Which is just all three different string and F sharp minor. There is a scale. And then the pattern is. The main thing is just a hammer on pull-off lick, 12th fret, 2 whole steps on the B string. It's actually, I use that exercise for picking a lot, but this time it's hammer-ons pull-offs. And then I switch the top note to F sharp and G sharp. So you have to make your stretch it out to like an E minor thing. Just going. Toothpicks. For that, I mean, there's of course big chords like. Dominant chord. Just a little transition we're going. Well, actually, the best exercise is to do a version that's not stretching, so you get comfortable with the technique, and then later you stretch it out. Because you don't want to practice stretched out the whole time, you'll wreck your hands. So the best thing to do this is to actually to go. To do a much slower. Yeah, this would be a good one. Practice this first, but this is the basic technique. And this is a really, like, no stretch. It would be like in, we'll do it in B. And it would be, and then you can take that same technique. Picking is exactly the same, and that way you can practice the technique without destroying your hands. Well, I should maybe do with one of the pinky, because he's got a pinky. Let me rethink that. Yeah, that one's better. Oh, So the first one for the video is. The second one. Up, down, and then down, up. I do this crazy thing. And that's that kind of technique. I'll do that first one real slow. Real slow. And actually that's the same as like each time it's the same pattern, but the fingerings are just different. The pattern is. Let me think. This is probably the hardest part to figure out. It's just confusing because. Very simple. It's just right in order. All the way down, all the way up. So that's the first part. And as you speed it up, it begins to have that, the rhythm. The next shape is diminished in the same pattern. All the way down, all the way up, and then the little weird thing at the end. I think I go up to another step and diminished. Then it starts a whole step up from the beginning. First finger goes down a half step and you do another diminished. And that'll go up another step and diminished. the other thing true with that is this always starts it. I mean, I look at the you know, where I am compared to the pickup. And so if, I mean, every guitar has, you know, sometimes has the pickups in a different place, but usually, I mean, actually, there is a science to it because it's, how would I explain it? You basically want it 24 frets above where you're fingering. So, you know, if you have an open string, 24 frets would be right about here. You just have to keep moving it up. If you have 2 frets up, then you got to move like sort of the equivalent if there were a fretboard there. And keep moving it. And of course, the higher you go, the closer it gets and the more difficult it gets. I was used to it on a guitar with a pickup in the middle, so it was easy to see where I was. And the last one was crazy.
Konnichiwa, this is Paul Gilbert. I'm back. I've got short hair now. I've had 4 months of living in Las Vegas and being really, really busy with music once again. When I got back to Las Vegas, I rehearsed for a couple days with Racer X. We went to Los Angeles and we did a live concert at the Whiskey A Go Go. I think it's the first concert we've done in about 13 years. So we had an amazing time. I got to be a heavy metal guitar player, just like I always wanted to be when I was a teenager. And then I got back home. I had all the stuff. I guess it's not on tape anymore. I had all the digital, what do you call it? Technology is passing me by. I got it home and I mixed it and for the live CD. And actually, I think the live CD is out in the stores now. It's called Snowball of Doom. And it's the newest live Racer X CD, so I hope you like it. I mixed the whole thing myself. Of course, it's got tons of crazy guitar playing everywhere. I even brought the drill out. I didn't know when I was going to use it, so it's on the end of one of the songs, a little bit of the drill from the old days as well. And it turned out really cool. We're also putting together a DVD so you can watch the show just like you were there in the club, but it won't be as hot because it was really hot. You don't have to bring a towel. And what else? Let's see, what do we got here? Oh man, we got a poster. It's a promotional poster. This is the first time I've seen it. Hold on a second, I gotta check this out. Well, this is cool. It's totally cool. It's a rare shot too, because our bass player, John, wore this crazy Mexican wrestling mask for the whole show. So this is like one of the last 2 songs where he took it off. And I don't know who these girls are, but I like them. And yeah, Snowball of Doom. Totally awesome. So check that out. And as we go on, I'm going to explain some of the techniques I used on the record. But I think that the best thing is just listening to it. And that's how I learned to play guitar, was by listening to all my guitar heroes when I was a teenager. Play guitar. Frank Marino, Van Halen, Robin Trower, AC/DC, all that stuff. I get the studio albums, get the live albums, listen to them, and you can't play it unless you know how it's supposed to sound in your head. So that's what you do. Listen first, play next. And thank you for listening, because it gives me a really cool job. I love my job. Hope you can have it too someday. awesome to be able to play guitar. And that's it. So enjoy the rest of the DVD. I'll explain some stuff. Rock and roll. Yeah. Well, I think the best way to start out this section is with my pick and a big long pick scratch. Why am I feeling so bluesy? Well, when I was home in Las Vegas, I of course did all the Restaured stuff, but I love my crazy job as a musician so much that I couldn't stop myself, and I wanted to do even more music before I came back to Tokyo. So I had my uncle come out to my house, and we put together, I think, one of the fastest records I've ever done. We put together like 10 songs and wanted to do it in sort of a bluesy style. So I learned a lot from my Uncle Jimmy, both when I was a kid. He showed me things like putting my hand on the bridge to mute the strings, you know. But Jimmy was the guy that really, to me, had the coolest vibrato. And I learned so much of that from listening to him. And I still learn from him now. He's got such good phrasing. And really, you know, does all the things that you can only do on electric guitar. You know, you can't bend strings on a piano, but you can have great fun. On an electric guitar. That's why I love playing it. So let me come up with some bluesy things just to get you ready for what you may be coming out in the stores a little later on. I think most of the blues guitar playing is usually based on the pentatonic scale. Now, scales can be really boring when you just play them, you know, up and down. You know, it doesn't really sound like music, it sounds like an exercise. So that's where bending strings where that comes into play. And of course the occasional fast lick. That one is slowed down. Just 5 notes. Licks that make me smile. But so much of the blues, because there's not that many notes, is about the style of it. And that all comes from vibrato. And you know, the way you come into a note. Instead of just playing the note, you can slide into it, or bend up to it, or do a harmonic with it. It's all about the extra sounds. And the rhythm is so important. We're playing something in time. You know, if you have a blues song that's like, what's a good blues rhythm? You know, if you're doing a 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3. stopping in between. You're just doing a short lick. And so it helps to have a drummer if you're stopping. And what else? Helps to have air conditioning in the summer in Tokyo because it's hot. And but that doesn't bother me because I still got my guitar. Whoa. And before I end, I just thought of one more good one. Just about everybody, every guitar player in the world plays the blues scale, you know, with this kind of shape. You know, if you're in the key of A, you know, that sort of thing is, you know, you probably know it already. And I use it a ton. But here's an idea for a different way of playing blues shapes. I figured this out by playing it 3 notes per string. So instead of going, I'll go the same notes, but I'll stretch it out 3 notes on the string. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And you just take that shape up in octaves. So you can play it actually a lot faster. And you can do a lot of more hammer-on and pull-off licks. So mess around with that one. Here's the whole scale. See what you can come up with that one. Rock and roll and blues. Okay, young guitar readers, here it is. One of the very first pictures of me with my new crazy short hair. I might grow long again, who knows. Just another beginning. And again, thanks for listening to my new live Restaured CD. Tons of amazing, scary guitar playing. I don't know where it comes from, but I guess lots of practice. Wanting to be a heavy metal guitar player when I was a teenager, don't we all? And this is for you. Thank you so much. Practice all the time because it's fun and that's how you do it. Rock and roll, bend the strings, bend them more. And if you can, play a couple fast things in there too.